We actually have names kind of already picked out.
But we won't tell you. We won't tell you.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're back.
We're back, you guys. And we're back with a very well-needed Q&A.
Yeah.
So I had asked a Q&A. I am doing a Q&A for my personal channel. And I'd asked Instagram to send me some questions. If you're not following us on Instagram, follow us because that's where we're asking all the questions. And I want to say 80% of the questions was geared towards us.
Hey.
It was like 20% was like me and 80 was to us. I'm like, we got to do a Q&A.
And then you can do like the
20%.
The Ica questions on your personal channel.
Yeah, we'll do it on my personal channel.
Which if you're not following or subscribed to Ica's personal channel, you have to do it. Link is down below.
Oh my God.
We'll wait.
Stop.
Take a minute, go down there, subscribe, come back.
This is so nostalgic of our earlier days on Dem and Ica when Dimitri would literally beg for subscribers.
Yo, I was hustling.
It was so funny.
Tell your friends.
Oh my God.
Tell your mom.
He would actually do that all the time.
No, but in all honesty, Ica's personal channel is fire.
The
vlogs are so good.
He's just saying that.
No. I watch hers and I'm like,
it's because you love me.
No,
That's
her,
it.
The editing.
Let me ask you,
style,
if you didn't know me, would you watch it?
I would follow. I would subscribe. I'd be on the edge of my seat waiting for that notification. Okay.
Anyways.
So we got a Q&A today.
Q&A, but it's gonna be like a fun, spicy Q&A. It won't be one of those little boring ones, guys. Okay. But in all honesty, our videos are never boring. Never. And that's what I'll say. Our videos are never boring.
I hope not.
We try to keep it as real as possible. Yeah. We try to be as high energy and engaging as possible.
Yeah. We don't lie to you guys either.
No, we don't lie. If I gotta lie, I'm just not gonna answer it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If we have to lie, we just don't tell you.
Just don't tell you. Okay, ready, babe?
Yeah.
So we're gonna start off a little bit light.
Okay.
And then we're gonna get juicy. Okay. Of all the places you visited, if you could recommend only one, which one would it be?
Ooh. Well, I mean,
Dimitri's gonna say Greece.
we got married in Greece. I'm Greek.
Yeah.
And I will say, even though I'm Greek, for the longest time I thought I was just really biased because I love Greece. I'm Greek. I have a detachment to it. But then I took Ica there. Ica loves it. Ica's picky as hell.
I'm very picky.
And Ica loves it. So that was the validation that I needed to be able to recommend Greece to everyone shamelessly, knowing that you're gonna go there and get a wicked experience and it's just gonna be incredible. So Greece for sure.
I agree. If you can't do Greece because it's too expensive or it's too far, I would say St. Martin / Anguilla.
Yeah.
Right? For a quick trip. If you can't do Greece because it's a long commitment and too expensive, I would say Anguilla / St. Martin.
Yeah. We just got back. So it was fresh. And we had a great time.
Yes.
And if you guys want to see a vlog on St. Martin, go to Ica's personal channel. You can see what it looks like.
You know what? Dimitri's that embarrassing parent that pops out. You know when you go out for dinner with parents and then they pop out, look at my kid. Look at my kid. That is Dimitri. Dimitri will go out for dinner and Dimitri's an Ica's vlog. And I'm just Dimitri.
I'm just saying.
Just stop.
If you want to see what St. Martin is all about, we just did a video on Ica's personal channel and it'll give you a good idea. But I will say, even right now, me and Ica are toying with a trip for this summer. And we want to do the Amalfi Coast in Italy.
Because I've never been to Italy and I've always wanted to go.
Yeah. And then it's okay, but it's so hard not to go back to Greece because we just know that it's a guaranteed
good time.
Great time. So we're thinking about doing maybe a week on the Amalfi Coast and then doing a different style Greek trip. We're going to maybe do a road trip through the Peloponnese.
And take you guys to where Dimitri's family's from.
Yeah, which would be super cool.
Super cool for you guys as well.
Gonna go see the village where my dad grew up and stuff, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's just it's so hard. I don't want to be that person
that just goes to one place.
Just goes to one place and doesn't see the world. But it's just I know it's so good and it hits every time. It's when you have that favorite restaurant and you just keep going back to that restaurant when you know there's a bunch of other restaurants out there, but you're just I know every time I go there, it slaps.
It's a great customer service, great food. It's hard not to go back.
And I feel the value is good too. Greece, don't get me wrong, it's Europe, it's expensive, it's not cheap. But I feel everywhere you go in Europe is super pricey.
Yeah.
And I think what you pay versus what you get in Greece is just on another level.
It's just so unbeatable. Like the customer service is great, the food is great, the weather is great. I was actually trying to convince Dem that we should move to Greece for like a good like 3 months and just like live and just eat and just relax and just, I was trying to convince him, but I feel like I'm almost there. I might need to go put on my yellow dress again to convince him. I might have to put my yellow dress back on and be like, hey, another Greece presentation for 3 months.
Was that on this channel or was that on your personal
It's
channel?
the other channel, but I feel like if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. If you don't know, you gotta go to the... Anyways.
Dimitri, this is your last time plugging
Okay,
that
that's
channel.
it. I'm done.
Okay, so we'd say Greece or Saint Martin?
Yeah, Saint Martin, if you want to stay like, somewhere close-ish. Saint Martin was surprisingly, like, it's for the Caribbean, I think it's like, I don't want to say the best because Jamaica's there. Jamaica's there too, but I mean, like, I thought it was pretty good value for $1, and it was like super fun. There's lots of stuff to do. The food is good. The vibe is great. Like, I think if we have to stay on this side of the world, I like that spot.
Yeah, and also too, it's like if you go to Jamaica, more than often you're staying on the resort, whereas like Saint Martin, I feel like a lot of people were off. Like there's no like big all-inclusive like resorts there. Like there are, but like not a lot of people stay on them. And they're just off, like not in the wild, but like they're out. They're outside. Like they're at the restaurants, they're at the bars, they're at the lounges. So you're not just at a resort.
That's right.
So I feel like for us, when we go to Jamaica, because I'm from there, we get to experience it in a different way. Where if you're a tourist visiting Jamaica, you're stuck on the resort.
Yeah. Or if you do, like, you'll go out for an excursion for like a day.
Yeah.
But like in Saint Martin, like you are out of the resort all the time.
Exactly. And you're like in the country, enjoying the beach clubs, enjoying like the restaurants, meeting different people. And also too, like I feel like it's very safe because we saw a lot of girls like on girls trips and solo trips there.
Yep.
So I feel like I think it's a great spot to recommend.
Totally.
Yeah.
You won't be disappointed. Like,
Yeah.
And I will say the beaches there. Like
I
said,
want to go back.
I'm a Greece fanboy, but and I wouldn't give anybody credit for having better beaches than Greece, but after going there, I think I have to give credit where it's due. Those beaches are insane.
Stunning.
Whoa.
Stunning. Anguilla, like I will be seeing you again, baby. Like I'm coming back. Ooh, they got real. They go, what was the hardest year in your relationship? A lot of relationship questions that we got. So hardest year in a relationship. Do we have different years?
I don't think so.
Because we're pretty in sync. We're honestly usually pretty in sync.
Yeah.
I would say our hardest years were mainly earlier on. You know what? I would say it's when you kind of like first moved into Toronto.
For sure.
We had like a couple hard year periods, right?
Yeah.
I would say year 2, 3, 4 were a little, because there are a lot of transitions happening. It was like he transitioned to Toronto and then that was a difficult transition. And then you transitioned into a new business. And then he transitioned into kind of like a different part of your business.
Yeah.
So I feel like working out all of that was very, very hard for us. And
all happening at the same time.
Yeah. And also too, I think it was kind of like once we got over the transition, like one transition, another one came in. And it was just like, and I feel like whenever it comes to like, I'm the kind of person, I don't like change a lot. I have a hard time with change. Dimitri loves change. Dimitri run towards change. He's always looking for change. And I think I've adapted well over the years.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, change really scared me. And I was like, no, I'm happy like this. Like, we don't need any more. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you like looking into this? Like, why are we doing that? Like, it was like that. And I would also say, another hard year, I would say, I think one of the hardest years for me, I don't know, well, I think it would probably be hard for you as well, was like when Dimitri kept on introducing new people to me. It's hard to explain, but I feel
so
like...
all I'm hearing is all the bad years were my fault.
No, they weren't your fault. No. You know what it was? They weren't your fault because right now it's like we do still go through changes, but it doesn't bother us.
I think you're also like a little bit more used to how I am.
Yeah.
And I think like before, like I was taking on a new career. I was like, kind of trying to find my lane and how I fit into like Toronto and all this stuff. It was a big change for me. And I think you're like maybe a little scared that like, I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna change you. Like,
yeah,
you know? Where now it's like you're just like, okay, no, like,
okay, this is just how he is.
super secure with me. It's just like he's just like always looking at new opportunities and this and that. So those are definitely the tough years. I feel like we met on the show, and that show did such a cool job of like kind of stripping everything down to like its most basic form, where it's like the outside influences of life and the outside stresses of life no longer mattered, and like we got to just fall in love with each other regardless of like, you know, when you're typically like looking for a partner, you know, you look at like their status and they're this and like what people think of them and what people think of you and all this, where it's like we just literally fell in love.
We fell in love. Like,
it was so raw.
We were actually talking about like what a time.
Like,
what a time in our lives. Like when we were falling in love, I am telling you, like it was just a time. I don't know how else to explain it.
Electric.
It was everything that like you should have when you're falling in love. It was just great. And you know what? I'm glad that when we were falling in love, we just like we fell. Like we just it was so much fun.
Because like we're still super in love.
Yes.
But that new electricity is it's
crazy.
different.
It was
you know
crazy.
what I mean?
It was crazy.
And I feel like we also brought like a level of naiveness or naivety.
Yeah, I know that. I know what you're trying to say.
Where it's like we both just completely ignored like how this was actually going to work in real life. And we're like, let's just enjoy this. Like
we were having a ball.
Let's allow ourselves to really fall deeply in love. And then
I mean, I was fighting a little bit.
Yeah, you were fighting. I just
Dimitri was
I went all
head
in.
over heels. You know the heart eye emoji? That was Dimitri.
That was me for like.
That was Dimitri for like a good year.
Yeah. And even like after we got off the show, it was still a lot of fun.
Yes.
Long distance.
We were still like really deep in,
And the long distance, like, you know, when we would see each other, it was just incredible. And then, like I said, when I moved to Toronto, that's where I was like, okay, how are we actually going to make this work? And it got a little stressful.
Yeah.
But I feel like, you know, like the way we met and how hard we fell for each other, it brought us like all the way here.
It was a starting like,
And it was just like so crazy. And then it was like, even when it did come down and it got tough, it was like, this was so great that it made us get through the tougher times.
Yeah.
And then it's like, now we brought it back up.
And then we brought it back up. It's so true. Obviously, when we first met, that was just a different kind of love, but it also was uncomfortable. Like, even though I was so in love with Dem, it was comfortable. Where I'd say, like, now, I'm, like, in love, and there's a comfort here where I know this is my person. He's not going anywhere. And, like, that is a different, like, feel. That's a different kind of love that it's also just as great, if that makes sense. So I will say that, like, yeah, those years were tough, but I do think you're right. Where, like, we felt, like, I was like, there is just no way I'm going to love anybody that much in life ever again. Like there's just no, you can't duplicate it.
We got so lucky.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, like even when we went to like Saint Martin, like people like are like, oh my God, like how long have you guys been together? And they're expecting like a year or like 2 or like we're on our honeymoon or something. And it's like, we've been together for 10 years and they're just like.
It's 9 years, babe.
Not 9
We're
years.
almost at, he wants it to be 10 so
we're
bad.
Almost at 10. We're almost at 10. We're like an old married couple.
We're like literally an old married couple. People think we just met. Like they think like we just met because we're just as much in love.
We're elementary with it too. Like, they can see us like in line for the boat and I'm like poking at Ika and then she's giggling and like, you know, and then we kiss or whatever and people are just like, yo, this dude just met.
Yeah, they think we literally just met. It's funny. But yeah, I would say our hardest years were, I would say 2, 3, 4-ish. And then I would say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 has been like the best years.
Yeah. Someone even said like year 2 after you get married is like super tough. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's actually been incredible.
You know, so I heard it was like year 2 in the relationship that's tough and not year 2 after marriage.
Oh, okay.
So I heard 10 years in the marriage is tough though.
Really?
That's what I heard, but I don't think that's gonna happen to us. Okay.
No, we actually got lucky though.
We got so lucky. I'm so like, I'm so happy though that we got through those tough years. Maybe we'll do like a little video on like how we got through it if you guys want to know. But I think we just honestly just got through it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it wasn't even like the best, and then until we learned. Because you're gonna keep going through things until you learn to go through it properly and better.
Yes.
Is what we kind of learned.
We had enough like
the same thing happening. Yeah.
That we learned how to deal with it with each other.
Yeah.
To the where it didn't escalate. Like the one time that you packed my bags and left them by the door and said go back to Alberta. and then
I've told that story before.
And then I was petty, and instead of like
taking it and leaving, he left it. He left it packed and would just like take little clothes out of it and get ready and just go to work. Or like he would just leave it there. So I had to unpack it myself like a month later.
I waited until Ika actually had to put all my clothes back in the closet.
Like it was, he wouldn't. I was just like, you're so petty.
But that was when I knew that you were back. And
it was when I packed it
back. When I packed it back, I was like, I'm in. She can't get rid of me now. It was her choice to put them back. She wants me to stay.
That was petty. I think it's like, like you guys see us and we're so different. Dimitri is equally as petty in his own way as I am. Like literally.
We do both have like kind of big personalities.
Yeah.
And neither of us fold easy. Now it's a lot of understanding that that's just how Ike is or that's how I am.
Yeah. I think it's also more of like when you understand your spouse's, when you understand their intentions, then you're not going to be upset as much. So maybe they did something to upset you, right? But like the intention behind it is never to hurt you. Like there's never one point in our relationship where I felt like Dimitri intentionally hurt me. Like where I felt like, oh, like he purposely hurt me. Like he wants to break me down. Like he wants to like ruin me. You know what I mean? I've never, ever, not even for a split second ever believed that. So I think like later on, it was just like, okay.
Just book that hotel because he's an idiot.
Because he just wants to be cheap.
He just wanted to save $50.
He wants to save $50.
Now I know.
Now I know.
You know what's funny?
I'm gonna get the hotel and tell them you book this one.
I'll tell them a quick little thing they don't know.
Okay.
In my phone, when Ika calls me, I have a bunch of emojis underneath, and each
so
emoji has like a story. And one of the emojis is a star, and it's because I called Ika 5-star for the longest time because if it wasn't a 5-star hotel, she just wasn't staying there.
Not true.
And look at it. It's
5-star is crazy.
The joke is, once I started booking the 5-star hotels, she was the one who was pulling back and being like, you know what, we can go to this one because this is too expensive.
You're manipulating me.
So no, it happened by accident. I was just like, you know what, it's just not worth it. I'm like, let me just book the more expensive hotel. And then now it's like she's come down to me, I've come up, and we've met in the middle where it's like, we can find a common ground where some of the hotels are fantastic, some of them are just like nice places to stay while we go out and explore.
Yeah.
So
I would say honestly though, at just this age, I'm just not meant to live an uncomfortable life, and I can't. I don't think he got the reference, but it's a TikTok.
Oh, is it? Yeah. And now I'm bougie too. Now I'm like,
Dimitri's.
I'm not staying.
Yeah. Oh, and then he'll sit on the bed. Oh, this is not comfortable at all. I'm like, who are you? But I feel like we went off on a tangent of like the hardest year. Yeah. But
anyways,
I think you guys don't mind it.
Yeah.
Okay, ready for this one?
Yeah.
This one is our most asked question. Like forget this Q&A. I get this question at least once a day. At least once a day. I know you get it too. When are you guys going to have kids? Are you guys going to ever have kids? Like we're waiting. We want baby Kai. Baby Kai has aunt and uncles waiting. What is taking so long? We want our baby.
Baby Kai. I love how that is
You
stuck.
gave that name too.
For those of you who don't know, I came up with this a long time ago, and I told Ike, I'm like, if we ever have a kid, we have to name him or her Kai. She's like, why? Kai is using the same letters as Ika, Ika, just rearranged.
And now you guys just call the baby Kai. It's so funny.
It works for both sexes. It's great.
So, are you guys going to ever have kids? When are you going to have kids? And I feel like whenever this question comes up, we always dance around it. We never really give you guys a good straight answer, right? Because we're always really dancing. I feel like this time we'll like shimmy a little bit, but we won't do a full dance. We'll give you guys some answers, right, babe?
Yeah.
So
we talk about it a lot.
We talk about it a lot, yes. And so we said we did some pros and cons. Okay, should we do the pros and cons first?
Sure.
Of what we went over.
Yeah.
Let's do the cons first, and we'll end on pros, so it's positive.
Okay.
One con was that like we have such a just free lifestyle where we could just like travel and have fun and just do whatever we want, and it's like it is so freeing. And we're like, when you have a baby, you have to be a bit more stable. You have, like, you can't just even like, sometimes we're just like, should we sell the house, like should we, you know, build another one?
We're
like,
pretty unpredictable.
Yeah, we're unpredictable,
which we like.
And we love that about ourselves. And like my sons are older where like they love the drama.
Oh, yeah.
Like
You're like, wait, what are we doing now?
What are we doing? Where are we going? Where are we going for vacation? Oh, like next week we're going somewhere. What? Whereas like when you have a baby, you have to be so much more stable. You can't be running around. You can't be going on vacation whenever you want to. You have to stay in one spot, go to school, do this, do that. And that scares us. And listen, we're just being honest, okay? Don't get upset. We're just being honest. And this is just a con that we've discussed. And I think it's responsible to discuss these things. And then, okay, number 2, this is more of like a con for me because I'm vain. And I'm just gonna be honest. So I had my kids when I was younger. And I bounced right back. Like I didn't even have to think about bouncing back. It just kind of happened. Whereas like now I'm like, well, hold up, wait a minute. Like I'm already struggling and fighting for these calories for my life. If we have a baby, like, will I bounce back? Will I? And I'm scared. Like I like them the way I am. And that would just be very hard for me, I think. And I really don't think I would snap back as good as I did.
I mean, as good as you did, probably not, but like, I think you'd be fine. But I think that that's a very valid concern, and I think that any woman who's ever had a kid has probably had that cross their mind. I think it's difficult for any woman going through. So
especially like your body changes and like not loving the body that you live in, because I honestly believe that a big part of quality of life is loving the body that you're in. And I really feel like, you know, that is important to me. So whether people think that's vain or not, it is my con.
Y'all thought it for yourself. So don't pass no judgment over here and be like, you all thought about it when you had your kids or if you're having kids. I feel like a big one for me, and I know that this sounds almost cliche because I'm sure that like our parents said it and their parents said it, but it's like the world is terrifying right now. Yeah. And I'm just like bringing like a little human into this like unpredictable world. Like, I don't even know what's happening out there half the time. Yeah. And it's just like an AI and this and that. And it's like, what kind of life are they going to live? Yeah. And like, what is things? So it's scary to me. Yeah. That's a big con.
That's a big con. And I think the last con that we had was, this con is also a bit more geared towards me. I'm selfish. This con was geared towards me where it was like, when I was a mom, I was a very young mom. Like my frontal lobe wasn't even developed yet, to be honest. And I just feel like at that time, like looking back, I would have done so many things differently. And I feel like having our baby, I think like it would trigger me sometimes because that baby would have such a different life, such a privileged life that like my children didn't have when they were growing up with me as a young mom. And I think it would make me sad that like, oh, like, when they were crying, like say the baby's crying, it's like, oh, that's why they were crying. I didn't understand. Or like say it was like, I could afford to do this and then now. Whereas like back then I was fighting for my life. I was going to school. I was working. It was stressful, right?
You're a little bit more in like survival mode.
And you raise kids differently when you're in that mode. Whereas like now, I think I would feel guilty. I would feel very guilty of like the life that this baby would have from birth. Right. Versus like my sons. Yeah. I think so. Have you guys ever gone through that or ever feel that way? Because I think about that.
I will say, like, for those of you who don't know Aika on a personal level, she is like the most empathetic person in the world. Like she'll just like apologize to me for something she did yesterday that I've already like either like didn't even notice or like have moved on from. And she's like, I'm just so sorry, this, that. I'm like, it's okay. Like, she takes a lot of accountability for what she does and, like, is genuinely sorry about anything that she feels like was a mistake. So I could see how, like, if you feel like you didn't do the best you could have or if having another baby and, like, raising them totally different would, like, expose how you feel about how you did with at a younger age, like it would eat you alive.
Yes, I think it really would. I think it would, as Dimitri said, like a few weeks ago, Dem was saying something, and I think I kind of like was in the middle of watching something and didn't even really give him the attention that he was like needing in that moment, and he didn't care. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Like, I just remembered that you were telling me something and I wasn't paying as much of attention. I'm so sorry. And he's like, wait, what? What are you talking about? And I'm like, no, like when you were saying that. And he's like, oh, like, I don't care. But to me, it mattered because I really felt like I should have listened. Does that make sense? So I could just imagine how I would feel raising like a privileged child in a more privileged position.
It's crazy because I'm not joking. I've never met anybody even close to like in that regard where they take accountability for everything that they do. And it's a really nice quality, but it can be a double-edged sword.
It could be a double-edged sword, yeah.
But so I do like that about you. It is nice. I have none of that quality.
Like, wait, what?
I have none of that quality.
I
say I'm sorry,
like that now.
and then I'm a little bit better, but like I got pretty much bury. I'm like, I'm just gonna forget I ever did that because I feel like shit about it. So we're just gonna like let bygones be bygones. But she's really good at it. She's made me a better person in that way. But okay, pros. Obviously, we get to see what our baby would look like.
That's so vain. That's a vain one.
I'm curious. Cool.
A vain one is like, yo, what would our kid look like?
I'm not joking. Okay, and I swear to you, they can promise me that it would be a little girl and that it would look like Aika. If I could have a little girl that reminded me of Aika, I would sign on the dotted line this second. I'd be like, yes. But the thought of having a little version of me running around, I don't know.
I think the little version of you would be so cute.
I would I feel like I would definitely want to be a girl dad.
Yeah, Dimitri would be a really good girl dad.
And plus, you've already got 2 boys.
It'd be nice to have a girl.
We have enough testosterone in this house.
I know. I needed a little princess.
That's right.
To help me to get Dimitri to do things I want.
Oh God, you two would be absolute terrors.
I know. The other pro is that like we genuinely want to have a baby. Like sometimes we're like, you know what? Like we just would love to see like our love into like our child.
Yeah.
A pro is also that Dimitri does not have any biological children like at all, and I just feel like fatherhood would be so great for them, and I do think that like you know like you don't want to just like have a baby to have a baby, but I feel like we would have a baby and that baby would just get so much love.
Yeah.
So I do think about that.
We're in a position to have a baby.
Yes, we can have a baby.
We can have one, and like the baby would have so much love, and it's scary.
It is,
I'm not joking. I think about it, I'm like, oh my God.
Like, you know, sometimes we're like, let's just go for it. And then we're just like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, let's think.
And then we're like, okay, let's go for it. We're like, wait, hold on. But
it's a lot of responsibility and it's a lot of commitment.
When your frontal lobe is not as developed, you don't really put as much thought into it.
I can't tell you, I don't even know if mine's developed yet. Like we're still getting there.
We're like, wait, but I will say that this is where the dancing kind of stops for you guys and give you guys a real answer. So the real answer is we did decide that if we are going to have a baby, it will be within the year.
Yeah.
So by now and by next year, what month are we in?
April.
May? Yeah, we're in April. By now and next year, April, I have to get pregnant at some point along that. If we are. If we're not, then I would say we're not.
And just so you guys know, we actually have names kind of already picked up.
But we won't tell you. We won't tell you because that name. Okay, fine. You guys could have baby Kai, and maybe Kai might be a middle name, or maybe
imagine Kai sneaks in there.
Maybe Kai sneaks up and like steals it. But we do have names.
We would consider it.
I would consider Kai.
But we have 2 other names that I think that we both really like.
Yes, like one girl and one boy.
And they're both absolutely beautiful.
They're beautiful names. So we have those names. And we've also done like, because I am older, so we've done like the necessary tests.
Steps.
To see, steps. We've done the necessary steps to see if we could get with child. And we can. So that's what we'll leave you guys with. It would be like now and next year, April, to get pregnant.
Yeah. I think it really just comes down to I need a little bit more practice. You know, maybe we need to practice a bit more, baby.
I'm so
right
over
after
you.
We're done this video.
I am so over you. That's the part he enjoys the most. Okay. Next one. Okay. How do you guys keep the spark? Okay. Oh, after all of these years, how do you guys keep the spark?
We don't have a kid. we have two grown
We
children.
don't have small children.
We don't have small.
Stop, Dimitri, stop it right now. Stop. You're but I don't know, maybe that is a thing.
That's one of the cons for the last one. Like,
not more cons.
it's just like, you know, I love the love that we have in the relationship that we have, and like bringing a child into it would definitely be
challenging.
Like you know, it's you can't ignore that it would be a thing, right? Like, you know, so it's gonna have its obstacles.
This is so dark.
Yeah, if it changes and it gets dark, sorry.
Guys, we're so sorry if it does change and it gets dark because
okay.
all of a sudden the weather changed and then it's gonna rain.
We're talking so much, half of them are probably just listening to us anyways.
Yeah.
So. But I feel like that is like one little unknown is like how that may affect our relationship. And would it have like a drastic effect where it's like all of a sudden we fall out of love with each other? No, but it's like now there's like this little person that's like in between us that constantly needs our attention, and it might take away from like the fun things that we always do together and like our time alone and like all that. So
I feel like we don't work on keeping a spark. Like it's just there.
Yeah.
You know, I just really love him. Like I really do. Like I love Dimitri. Honestly, I feel like you have gotten the most love like that you could ever get from me, of anybody else that I've ever dated, because you got me when I love myself the most.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? And I also just feel like you can only love someone so much as you love yourself.
Right.
If you don't love yourself, you're just kind of guessing what it's like to love someone. You're just saying, oh, but like you really don't know what to pour into someone if you have nothing for yourself. So I would say like Dimitri really loves and values himself, and I love and value myself. So I think that's why. I honestly think that's why.
So the key to our love is our narcissism.
No, but you guys know what I mean.
Yeah, no, totally. I'm just bugging. I think too, like for me, like how, like I was saying earlier, like how we met, it was so like rare and electric, and how we like stripped everything down and just really fell in love. Like I think I'm so convinced that no matter what happens in this lifetime, I will never have lightning strike twice. So it's like gives me the confidence of knowing that like this is my person.
This is my person.
You know, God put us together, and it was meant to be.
Yeah.
So I'm allowed to go all in. And
Yeah.
I think like we both allow each other to go all in. Where it's like I think maybe some other people are like, you know, I don't know, is this it? Like, should I like allow myself to be that vulnerable, that open to love? And it's like I think we are like, yes.
Yeah.
This was the most odd way, like the two most like unbelievable relationship that could have happened. It could only happen in one way, and we're just like, okay, well, like if it was meant to be, it's meant to be. So let's like really make the most of it and enjoy each other. So I think that's a big part of it.
I think that too. Oh, another one that you underestimate is also surrounding yourself to other couples who are very much in love.
True.
Because like you can't be the couple who's the most in love in your friend group. Like say you're in a friend group, right? And like those couples do the bare minimum, and like it will kind of make you think, oh, I'm okay, because like look at the example, right?
Yeah.
But like we truly have friends who are just in amazing relationships, who are so in love, where their husbands treat them like gold and they love their husbands. And it's like nice to be around and see that, oh great, like we like we're not alone, and like this is completely normal. This is not like a not normal way to live. Like you should be in love. And then we think like if you're in a relationship and you're not happy in that relationship, that's not normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but if you're hanging out with a bunch of people who are like complaining about their spouse and this and that, and then it just like kind of bleeds into yours.
Yeah.
It's like even when you just hang out with like negative people in general, right?
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden like you find yourself getting negative.
Yeah,
so
that
actually
used to happen too.
So, right.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then what happens if you hang out with like, forget negative people, but like a negative couple, right? Then it bleeds into yours.
Yeah.
So like we're a little bit like selective. Not that we don't like, we hang out with everybody, like, you know, but like where we spend more time is like with people who are also,
they're very much
happy.
like, yeah, they're happy and in love. I'll tell you an example too. Like there was, we went on a trip, right? So we went on a trip to, it was actually Abu Dhabi, and the brand had made a mistake, and how they booked the trip was, they booked like 2 first class going and 2 first class coming back, but there was 4 of us. So how we did it was we split it up where, them I flew first class with Rashad going, and then Dem flew first class with Elijah coming back, just so we could all get the experience. But it was a blessing in disguise, because on the way back, I was sitting in economy, and I was sitting with this couple, and they looked like they were married maybe, they were probably like in their late 60s, early 70s. But when I tell you, they were so in love. I sat next to the wife, and then her husband was like right there. They were so in love, so attentive. I'd offer her some of my hand cream, and she took it, and she put it on his hand and lotioned his hand before she finished it on hers. And I'm just like, I just really love them. And we were talking about, she was showing me the jewelry and the pieces that her husband got for her. And I was like, I just love this. So even though I was back there like, in the economy while they were sipping orange juice in first class, you should have seen them. They were sending us videos in first class. It was so funny.
They were rubbing it in.
Oh, him and Elijah were rubbing it in. They were in their comfy PJs, but like everything happens for a reason. I got to sit next to an amazing couple, and it was just so nice seeing someone even in late 60s, early 70s, that much in love. And I'm like, that is what we're gonna do.
She brings them up all the time.
I bring them up all the time. They probably don't even know that they had an impact on me, but that's what I mean. It's like, you gotta surround yourself. And I'm just like, I should lotion Dimitri's hands. Like
she does now. It's nice.
Now I lotion Dimitri's hands.
My hands are much softer.
But you know what I mean? I also think that's a great way of keeping the spark, is like seeing real life people live the life that you want and say, oh wow, I'd never even thought of that, or I never even thought of that, and then implementing that into your own relationship. Sometimes when you watch people on YouTube, or you watch people in the movies, you don't know what's real. So sometimes people will say, well, that's just the movies. I promise you, there are people living a great, amazing love and life and filled with so much, and it's not the movies, because I've seen it with my own two eyes. Right, babe?
I live it every day.
No, but I mean, but we also see it too. Yes.
I don't see anything like ours, but
okay,
I didn't see the old couple.
Dimitri didn't see the old couple.
I was too busy sipping champagne.
He was too busy sipping mimosas, okay, and living his best life with Elijah up in first class. So I would say that also keeps the spark alive.
Yeah.
Also, too, I would also say, allow yourself to kind of like fall in love again and again, like with the person you're with. Like, there are things that Dimitri does that I'll never tell him, because I don't want him to know that he does. I'm just like, so dreamy.
I would love to know. I would just pour it on.
Yeah, exactly. But those moments are just like nice, So I think that's how we keep the spark alive.
Yeah.
That and just being ourselves, just being our happy selves.
It really, I don't know, like, comes pretty effortless.
Yeah.
Like, everyone says, oh, it's work. And it's like, yeah, sure. Like, your relationship over the course of 20, 30, 40 years, if you're married that long, like, there's going to be work involved.
Yeah, it shouldn't be no hard.
I don't know. We just have a bunch of fun.
We have a bunch of fun. I would say, honestly, the work came in around the 2, 3, 4 year mark. Though.
Yeah.
I think that's the work. Because that part, I would say, oh my God, like, we were in the trenches, child.
Yeah.
Like, that part was just tough.
I feel like the how we met was like such a peak.
It was like,
it got us through.
It got us through the trenches.
Because we were like, okay, like, we were there. And it's like, we can get back to there.
Yeah.
And like, it's worth fighting through whatever's going on right now.
Yeah. And we did. We did it. Yay. Okay, last one. We'll do one more.
One more.
Guys, you guys sent so much,
Holy,
but this video is going to be like 2 hours.
We're
so
ranting.
We'll do one more. Sorry if it's just like so long. You guys also tell us, like, if you're in a relationship, what do you do to keep the spark alive? Like, what are you guys doing to keep your spark alive? Do you guys have kids? And like, how has that changed your relationship? Answer these questions with us in the comment section too. So I'm just gonna do one more.
Ooh, we need a secret word too.
At the very end. Oh, should we implement it now? Should we do a secret word now? Because some of you guys will just run right to the very end and not watch the video and cheat. What can we say the secret word is? What should we say, babe?
Practice. Because
I am sick of it.
Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect.
Yes.
How about instead of a secret word, they have to tell us like how they keep the spark alive in their relationship?
Yes. I like that.
Guys, right? Okay, instead of a secret word, tell us how you keep the spark alive in your relationship. What if they're single though? Single people, how about you guys tell us what you would love to have in like your future partner.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like what they want it to look like.
What do you guys want your relationship to look like? Do you have any challenges as an interracial couple? This person has to be new because
not anymore. I feel like
No.
when we first got together, like there's like an adjustment period of
Yeah.
like, especially if you've never dated outside your race, where it's like, I didn't know that, or like,
Yeah.
like, I had to learn a lot about like microaggressions.
Microaggressions.
You gave me a book to read. Do you remember? It was called
White privilege.
White Fragility.
It was something, something like
so,
that.
I gotta find it because I will say that it was very helpful. Like it explained a lot of stuff in a way where like I instantly like could understand it, and then it's like after reading the book, then you like live those experiences and then you see them, but with the knowledge of reading it from like a perspective that you understand, you're like, oh. And then after that, like I feel like I got a better grasp on like, you know, a lot of the things that you go through that I wouldn't go through.
Yeah. I remember when we were watching like Love Island. We're watching Love Island and something microaggressive happened and Dem was like he clocked it. But I think like now we don't really face challenges. And when people, like we were at the golf course once having dinner, okay? And there's this little old lady. She had to have been like 80.
Maybe older.
Old.
She was old.
And then she saw me with Dem and she was so upset. But like at first I was just like, that can't be it. Like there's just no way she's upset. But then she visibly got even more upset where like the person that she was, I don't know if it was her son because he was old too.
Yeah.
And like he looked like he was like 65 and he was like looking and she was kind of like holding the fork how I was holding it and like acting, I don't know, like she was upset, right? But it was so funny. Like, I'm not kidding. I had the urge to do this. But I left her alone. Like, I was just like, so it's like, that stuff doesn't really bother me. Like, Dimitri was like, I'm like, please, leave that little old lady alone. I do not care.
Am I about to cause a scene in the golf course? Like, in the bistro here?
Right?
Like,
But it's just like, that's just like, who cares? But like, little stuff like that happens. It's more like funny. It has nothing to do with us.
yeah.
At all. Like you're over there angry, eating your food, like ruining your lunch because I'm living my best life. Like that has nothing to do with me at all. So I feel like,
and I don't know, we just don't really care.
We
like
don't
if
care.
you got a problem with it, then like beat it.
And if you do, we don't see it. Except for that she made it so obvious that like it was hard to kind of like not.
That was like a one-off though.
Like she wanted us to see that she was so upset.
Yeah.
And I think I ended up just like putting my back towards her. Would probably even piss her off even more. We just kind of liked her. But besides that, I can't remember a time where it was like.
Yeah. I feel like when we started our channel, like it was like a lot of the interracial stuff.
It was a lot of interracial stuff. Now
I kind of forget about it. Like,
I forget that we are interracial couple.
Yeah. Until I see like I saw a cake the other day that was like half vanilla, half chocolate.
And he's like, oh, look, it's us.
It's us. Like, you know, but like outside of stuff like that, like I totally forget.
That stuff doesn't. I think if maybe we do have a child.
Yeah.
That might bring up maybe new stuff, might be new challenges.
Yes.
But for right now, we're not facing any challenges as an interracial couple. I can't even think of any.
No.
But yes.
This was a good little Q&A.
That was a great Q&A.
That was fun.
Guys, I hope you guys love this video. We're also going to clickbait you guys and put like, we're expecting question mark.
Thumbnail.
We're going to clickbait you guys. You know we got to.
We're going to do the thumbnail.
Okay, watch the thumbnail. Be like.
Do it again. Be like,
should I stand?
Maybe.
Should it be a standing one?
You'll be, we could always reposition it. But
okay.
Maybe we'll go like.
I know you hate to see us go.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Guys, before we go, let me tell you how Dimitri, there's a trend happening, right? And it was like surprise, and the guy had his hand over the girl's stomach, but when they moved out, it was for vacation.
Oh yeah.
And Dimitri was like, we should do that to our audience. I'm like, that would make them so mad. We cannot do that trend. You guys would have been so pissed with us.
I love trolling you guys.
You guys would have been so pissed. If you guys want us to do a part 2, let us know. But we hope you guys enjoyed this video.
We'll be looking in the comments section for what you guys are expecting or what you would hope for in your relationship and how you keep your spark alive if you're in a relationship.
Yes.
If you haven't already, Go subscribe to Aika's channel.
No, subscribe to this
channel
one
as well.
Subscribe to guys. Subscribe to
It's
this
free.
channel.
It's free. We love you guys.
Yeah, we love you guys, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Love you.
Bye, guys.